Hey guys, and welcome to tutorial number 56 in the Microsoft Visual Basic.NET Program Tutorials. And in this tutorial we're going to cover the class, how to create a class, how to create an instance of a class, and all that stuff. So first of all, I haven't made a video for a long time because like Black Ops came out and stuff, and I'm sure everyone's been spending a lot of time on Black Ops. I'm sure a lot of people who watch this video are just sitting there like, yo, yeah, me too. But break's over now. No more breaks. Back to programming and stuff. So yeah, let's start the tutorial. So in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you guys about the class, as I've just said right then, and it's quite a hard concept to explain. And also, I've got like a really bad cold right now, so sorry about if I sound a bit weird, but I was gonna wait until my cold had gone, but it's been like a week now and just can't bother waiting anymore. But it's quite a hard concept to explain without actually doing anything visually. But just for the start of this tutorial, I'm going to give it a go to just try and explain to you guys what a class is without actually doing anything. So here it goes. A class is like a blank canvas or a template for an object. And an object is something that is created when you create an instance of a class. So back to the class, a class is something, let's give an example. A class is like a person, like a blank person, and not the person is just like a blank, nothing is about that person exists. Yeah. And if you think about a person has, every single person has similar attributes such as hair color, eye color, first name, last name, height, skin color, all stuff like that. They are all properties of a person. And I don't mean to like offend anyone, like if you haven't got any eyes or something like that, so don't get mad. But like every single person has all of those attributes, or most people do. And it's the same with an object. Like if you create an object that is going to create different people, then that object would have all of those attributes in the form of variables. And then objects will also have methods, such as if we're creating a person, the methods would be like walk, speak, run, or stuff like that, and they would be like things that the object would do, and they will be in the class. So that was like a really bad explanation, but hopefully that will help you as the tutorial goes on. But this first thing you need to do is create a new project, and we're going to call the project classes tutorial. And the first thing we need to do is add a class to our project. So just ignore everything right now. Ignore this form. We don't need to add anything to it yet. But if you remember the modules tutorial, if you don't, then you should be able to follow along anyway. But it's similar to adding a module. Just right click up here in your Solution Explorer where it says classes tutorial, and then go to add, and then go to class, and then a new window will appear and have like class here. Make sure class is ticked, and then we're just going to call it person.vb. And similar to a module, the beginning statement of a class is public class and then the name, and then it ends with end class. So what we're going to do first of all is add 4 different members to our class, and we're going to add 4 variables which are going to be different attributes that a person would have. So what you need to do, similar to when adding members to a module, is you need to use the public keyword. Instead of declaring memory, which is dim, we need to use public. So type public, and then we're going to give the first attribute a name. It's going to be first name as string, and then public last name as string, then public eye color as string, and finally public hair color as string. Now we have 4 strings in this class: first name, last name, eye color, and hair color. and all these four members are now members of this class and will be created with every object that we create as an instance of this class. So now if we go back to the Form 1 design, just add a button and double click it. When we click this button, it's going to create a new instance of this class, and the way we do that is similar to creating a variable. So first of all, we declare and then the name of the variable, and in this case we want to call him Bob, so his name's now Bob, and then put the as, and now right here is where it changes. You need to put new instead of as, you know, and then the type of the data type. New says that, you know, it's a new object, and you'll see here new keyword creates a new object instance, so this new needs to be right here. And after new, we need to type the name of the object, which is the name of the class, which is person. And right now that it just created a new object of the class person, a new instance of person called Bob. And now this object right now has all of the different attributes that the class had. So if we type Bob dot, and you'll see eye color, first name, hair color, and last name. And what we're going to do is just set some values for this. So Bob dot first name equals Bob, and then Bob dot last name equals Smith, and then Bob dot eye color equals brown, and Bob dot hair color finally equals black. Okay, and we can use these similar to using the variables. I apologize for that. I'm just going to show a message box dot show Bob's hair color is space, and then it's going to type Bob dot hair color, and you know that holds the value of black, same as just using a variable called hair color, but we just have to type Bob in front of it, you know. And you know, if you try that out, Bob's hair color is black. And now we can see that all of those all of those are now a part of that class, or sorry, that object. Now moving on, what we're going to do is create a new function and a sub inside this class, and this is what's known as a method, and you guys should know that if you watched other tutorials. So if you don't know what a function or a sub is, then you should probably go and watch those tutorials before you carry on with this tutorial. But right now we're going to create a new function, and we're going to call it public function set values. And now what this is going to do is set the values of all four strings, so it's easier to create a new person. So public function set values, and now we're going to have four variables in here. So by val first as string, which would be the first name, by val second, last as string, which would be the last name, by val I as string, which is the eye color, and finally by val hair as string, which is the hair color. And this is showing right now because it doesn't return anything. Or actually, we're going to change this to public sub. Just change function to sub. And now what we need to do is we need to set the values of all of these variables to the variables up here. So what we do simply is put first name equals first, last name equals last, eye color equals eye, and hair color equals hair. And to anyone like American or English, you know, the spelling of color does change between American and English spelling, and it's OU for English and O for American. So you know, just don't bitch at me if you think I've spelled that wrong. I haven't. But what this does now when you use this sub is it sets the values of all of these four variables in here to the values inside the parentheses. So if we go back to here, we no longer need to set all the values like this. What we do is put Bob dot set values, and this is how to use the method. It's similar to using to using a variable. It's just the name of the object and then dot, and then the method that you want to use. So bob.setValues, and in brackets we're going to put Bob and then a comma, Smith, comma, Brown, comma, and then black. And now we have now set all of these all of the variables inside this just by using what is it? Just by using a method. So we can now delete all of this, and let's check it's still the same, nothing has changed for the bob.hair color. And you'll see now Bob's hair color is black, and that is how to use a method, which is in this case a sub, to set the values of a class. Right, so just a basic overview of what we covered so far. A class is, an object is an instance of a class, and a class can be created by adding it through the Solution Explorer, and then we can add different, we can have variables, subs, and functions, and we have events and stuff, but I won't cover that now. So that is all the stuff you can add in a class, and you can create like instances of the class, and then you can use them in your application. But one thing I want to say is do not use classes to create objects to hold as like a database, because there are easier ways like MySQL databases, Microsoft Access databases you can integrate in your application, and I'll show you guys how to do that in like a further tutorial. But do not create like do not use classes to create loads of different objects as like data types not data types, as pieces of data in like a database, because that's going to like take up a lot of memory. So just don't do that. Just use a database instead. But I'm just gonna finish the tutorial right there because feeling pretty sick. I was gonna do something else with it, like create like a MMORPG like sort of thing with it, but not like a game, but like to create loads of different NPCs in it, but just disregard that, doesn't matter. So that is what a class is. That's how to create an instance of a class. That's how to edit the members of a class when you edit the members of the object that you've created from the class. So hope you guys have found this useful and you can use this in your applications. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment if you have a question, or you can send me a PM. So have fun using classes, and peace.